Hi again, we are back, and well, I'm back, and I'm going to do 3 dishes today because I'm actually planning to cook something a little bit bigger, more elaborate, but I will be breaking the episode up into 3 pieces because A, it's going to be really long otherwise, and B, they are technically 3 different things that I'm throwing together and just make it one big thing. So what we're going to do today is A, we're going to make Schnitzel. And that's going to be the first piece. And I'll show you how that's done right now. So here we go already with our ingredients. I'm having 6 thin cut pork chops. They're about, not even finger thick. I'm having 2 eggs and for the batter. And I'm having about 150 grams of panko breadcrumbs there. This is right now my most favorite and important tool here, and it's time to let out some aggression, and I'm gonna be back once I've beaten those meat pieces into shape and submission. Yep, Falk 1, meat pieces 0. I won. Yeah. As you can see, they are quite a bit bigger now and a lot thinner, and that's the way I prefer them. You can start with thick pork chops, but I prefer them actually thin for Schnitzel. But that's preference. Now we crack our eggs in here. Put some pepper and salt in that. Again, you can spice every one of those pork chops separately, but since I'm all putting them through the egg, I might as well just spice the egg. And then mix them through. Just use a fork real quick. You just want to make sure that everything is a nice mix of it, like you would do for scrambled eggs or something like that, right? Okay, here we go, wonderful. Look at these. Okay, and then we put the fork away because we don't need it anymore. Now set up the way you're actually going to use it. So we're putting the steak first into the egg, then into the breadcrumbs, and then I'm actually leaving it here so that I'm having done everything at once. And then they go into the pan, so they all have the same frying time. I don't want to put the pan out right now and then have one of the schnitzels half done and the rest not at all, you know, that kind of stuff. So I'm storing them all here for the moment, and then once that's good, and I'm putting the pan on, let the oil heat up, and then they go into the pan. But, so, just grab your first one. There is a trick that you can do if your egg doesn't really attach to them. You can also put a bowl of flour here and go flour, egg, and then the breadcrumbs. It's not really necessary, but it just gives it a little bit more batter if you like more of that, which I don't necessarily. So just pull them through here and into the breadcrumbs. Make sure all the corners are nicely breaded. And wonderful. Number 1 is done. That's how quickly that goes. Number 2 in here. We'll drip off a little bit. You don't want to have too much egg in your breadcrumbs, otherwise that's not good. You can't get them to stick anymore once they're really wet. And there's a lot of egg in there. So you can also throw some from the edge on the top. And number 2 is done. So I'm going to do that with the rest of them. But I'm turning you guys off since you don't need to watch me do that. And I'm going to be back when I'm throwing them into the pan. Here we are, back at the stove. So, I just have to let you know, I just got feedback, and my wife told me that I can win a fast talking competition today. But that's just because I'm so excited to cook for you. I'm going to try to talk a little bit slower and let my excitement not show through as much. Let's throw the... Oh, remember what I told you about how to test if the oil is hot? Not hot enough yet. So we wait for a little bit longer until the oil is really nice and hot. A little bit above medium heat on both pans. I'm just using 2 because I want to get that done real quick here, frying all of the meat pieces. And I'm probably not getting all of them into those 2 pans, so again, I will turn you guys off after a while and then we see. Ooh, that looks better with the oil now. Yep, there we go, that's hot. So now our meat goes into it. Make sure there's oil everywhere. Like I said, my stove is not even, so I'm always having more oil on one side than I have on the rest of the pan. But that's hopefully not a problem for you guys. There we go. Nice in there, and now we let them fry for a while. Schnitzel. That's what they call. And you pronounce it Schnitzel. Let's grab tongs here and just have a look. Because they're so flat, they actually get done really fast. It's more about having the breadcrumbs and the batter a nice golden brown than it is about the meat. The meat will be done once the breading has the right color. But since that's really unexciting, I'm going to turn you guys back off and turn you back on when there's something more exciting to happen. The first 4 of those wonderful things are done, which means I have a pan empty now. So what am I going to do with this pan? It's hot, there's oil in there, there is residue from the breadcrumbs and the meat juice and everything. I'm going to use it for the egg, which is delicious, by the way, when you do that. The egg just gets a whole different flavor that it's hard to replicate without making schnitzel before. And remember, don't use a fork in your pan or something like that. Just use one of those wonderful silicone spatulas. Like I do. Because I ruined a lot of pans with a fork. And then I got yelled at. And so now I'm using silicone spatulas. Less yelling and pans live longer. Awesome. Look at this, already done. So we take this off the fire now, off the heat. No fire here. And put that to the side. We can actually eat a piece of it. When you eat that, it sounds a little bit like this. Wow. Exactly like that. Let's have a check here. Oh, they look good on this side, so we turn our last 2 around. And then we are already done with our schnitzels. The cool piece really about making schnitzel is this whole act of it has taken me about 10 to 12 minutes, and they're all done. I'm going to clean up the kitchen right now and say goodbye for this episode.